Have you ever wondered how chatbots like ChatGPT can write stories, answer your questions, or even write code? It sometimes feels like magic, right? Well, the secret behind these amazing tools is something called a large language model, or LLM for short. They're changing the way we interact with computers, and they're simpler to understand than you might think. In this video, we'll discover what LLMs are, how they work, and why they're such a big deal. So what exactly is an LLM? Let's start with an analogy. Imagine a super smart parrot that has read every book, article, and website ever written. This parrot wouldn't just memorize words, it would understand how those words fit together to form sentences, paragraphs, and even complete stories. An LLM is similar. It's a powerful computer program that understands and generates human language. In other words, they learn the patterns and rules of language, just like you learn grammar and vocabulary in school, but on a much, much bigger scale. So how do these digital parrots actually learn? It all comes down to data. A lot of data. We're talking about a massive chunk of the entire internet, libraries of books, and countless articles. LLMs gobble up all this text to learn the patterns of human language. But it's not just about memorizing. LLMs are designed to figure out which words tend to appear together, what different words mean in different contexts, and how to put it all together to create meaningful sentences. This is where it gets really interesting. To do all this, LLMs use some clever techniques. Let's break them down. First up is tokenization. Think of this like chopping up a sentence into bite-sized pieces. The LLM breaks down text into smaller units called tokens. They can be words, parts of words, or even punctuation. For example, the cat sat on the mat might become the, comma, cat, comma, sat, comma, on, comma, the, comma, mat, period. Simple enough, right? Now, here's where it gets a bit more technical. Next, we have embeddings. Since computers love numbers, each token gets turned into a set of numbers called an embedding. These numbers are like a secret code that represent the meaning of the token. For instance, the word cat might have a unique numerical code that's different from the code for dog or table. In essence, each word gets its own special numerical fingerprint. These number codes, or embeddings, get stored in a special database called a vector database. Think of it like a giant library where words with similar meanings are placed closer together. That way, the model can understand that cat and feline are related, but are far away from a word like car. So now, our model can break down words and turn them into numerical codes that it can understand, but how does it all fit together to make sense of entire sentences and paragraphs? That's where the transformer comes in. This is the special sauce, the brain of the LLM. It's a type of neural network that's really good at understanding context. To put it simply, it's what allows the LLM to make sense of the bigger picture. Unlike older models that read one word at a time, transformers look at all the words in a sentence at the same time. This is a game changer. It allows them to understand how each word relates to all the others. This is crucial because the meaning of a word can change depending on the words around it. For example, the transformer can figure out that bank means something different in I sat on the riverbank versus I went to the bank to deposit money. It pays attention to the surrounding words to get the right meaning. This paying attention is done through a clever process called the attention mechanism. It's a way for the model to weigh the importance of each word in relation to the others. This helps it understand the nuances of language that can be tricky even for humans. Here's a little secret. The details of how transformers work can get pretty complex. But the important thing to remember is that they're designed to understand the relationships between words in a sentence, which is key to understanding language. Have you ever used a chatbot and been amazed by its responses? Let us know in the comments about your favorite AI chatbot and what you use it for. So how does an LLM learn all this? It happens in two main stages: pre-training and fine-tuning. Let's talk about pre-training first. Pre-training is like the LLM's basic education. It's trained on a gigantic data set of text. We're talking about most of the internet, huge libraries of books, and more. We're not just talking about a few books or websites. We're talking about a massive chunk of the entire internet. During this phase, the LLM learns to predict the next word in a sequence. For example, if it sees the cat sat on the, it learns to predict that the next word is likely mat or couch, or maybe even roof if the cat is adventurous. The process helps it learn grammar, facts about the world, and even a little bit about reasoning. Fine-tuning is like giving the LLM specialized training. After its basic education, it can be fine-tuned on a smaller dataset for a specific task. In other words, you can tailor its knowledge for a particular purpose. For instance, you could fine-tune an LLM to become an expert at answering medical questions or writing movie scripts. Now, here's what sets LLMs apart from traditional computer programs. LLMs learn from data. They learn by recognizing patterns instead of being explicitly told what to do. This makes them incredibly flexible. They can handle all sorts of language tasks without needing to be specifically programmed for each one. LLMs are the ultimate observers. So, where do we see these amazing LLMs in action? They're already powering many applications we use every day. Chatbots, like ChatGPT and Gemini. They can hold conversations, answer your questions, and provide information in a natural way. Think of them as your personal AI assistants. Text generation. LLMs can write articles, stories, poems, even scripts for your next YouTube video. They're changing the way we create content. It's like having a creative writing partner available anytime you need it. Summarization. Need to get the gist of a long article quickly? LLMs can condense it into a short, easy-to-read summary. This is super helpful for research or just staying up to date on the news. Translation. LLMs can translate text between different languages with impressive accuracy, breaking down communication barriers. Imagine being able to understand a document written in any language instantly. Code generation. They can even help programmers write code, making software development faster and more efficient. This means new apps and programs can be developed more quickly. Image and video creation. This is where it gets really wild. LLMs are now being used to create images and even videos from simple text descriptions. Imagine typing in a cat wearing a hat riding a unicorn and getting a picture of exactly that. The future of LLMs is incredibly bright. Researchers are constantly working to make them more accurate and even better at reasoning. Think of it like they're constantly learning and improving. We can expect even more amazing applications of LLMs in the years to come. They might help us learn faster, write better, and even solve some of the world's most challenging problems. We are only seeing the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what LLMs can do. Researchers are constantly working to make them even smarter, more accurate, and capable of even more amazing things. So there you have it. Large language models are a powerful new technology that's changing the way we interact with computers. They can understand and generate human language in a way that was once thought impossible. From chatbots to creative writing tools, from translation to code generation, they're already making a big impact. They're like a Swiss Army knife for language-related tasks. By understanding the basics of how they work, you're now better equipped to navigate the exciting world of AI. Want to unlock the power of AI? Our free newsletter gives you the tips, trends, AI news, and tools you need to succeed. Sign up with a link in the description below. Your journey doesn't stop here. Watch our next video right here and keep building your knowledge.